Are we live? I said, are we live? Are we live in his app? Are we live in the place to be? Well, let's get it then. Let me get some proof that we live. Yes, we are. Well, let's get to it then. We don't want to see it here. That's the wrong one. Oh, no. We don't want to see it there. That's an error. That is an error. So, of course, you wait until we start. Now you want to mess up. Ridiculous. If I heard. Oh man, why you don't like it? One day I'm gonna go run into something. Then you'll come. Let's go. Why you bringing that person's name up? I gave her a chance after chance, and she acts on it. So why you bringing her name up? Seriously. I gave her a chance at a chance. So why you bringing her name up? Seriously. You want her phone account? Hey, Liz. Now tell her to come over here and apologize.
Check out that incline.
They couldn't get by. I got out the way.
That's all uphill.
You had to get by Paul, you had to get by me. I'm just saying. I ain't being funny. I'm just lying. That's you real.
That's a nice house right there.
Bro, so you gonna move? It ain't funny. You heard when her phone comes. Gotta get some attention. Now see, I wasn't gonna mention it. I wasn't gonna mention no woman at all. But this woman made a video. And that other idiot in Brownsville reposted it. And I didn't see her video, but I saw his. It's right under my name. I ain't had to look at it. I just see that she got the cash app sitting there. My cash app sitting there on the screen. If y'all heard me play the audio,
look how I keep people in the video. This is guy on the board. He's still in the view.
You called me a con man and a scam artist. Why the hell would she give me another 100? Somebody talk to me. I'll listen. I'll listen. If 2 months ago, I played the video for y'all where she called me a con artist and a scam, and she wanted her $200 back. Why she give me another 100? I'll listen. Anybody?
Ooh. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Oh, it's too much.
Look how steep that is. It ain't steep. That yours ain't steep, but look how steep it is. Got on. We lost we lost, it's only 4 lights for the power. And we lost one already, and we ain't even been going for 2 minutes. We ain't already lost. I dang on light. So I asked you, Joe, why, if I was a scam artist, and she says it many times, why would she still give me another $100? It wasn't all at once. So that just destroys her credibility when you're dealing with a drunk.
That's the phone recording the live.
And that idiot in Brownsville couldn't wait to post that picture. But she showed you what she wanted you to see in that picture. I showed you everything. My daggone cat got a bigger room than triple. Oh, he ain't got no room. He in a 2-bedroom apartment with his mother and 2 brothers. So guess what, sir? I got a year to go. A little more than a year to go. They're going to give me the same thing you living in, and it's just going to be me, mine. What you got to say about that, sir? And I'm only going to have to pay $200 and have to pay no electric or heat. What you got to say about that, sir? Well, you out there dodging bullets. Stand out there in front of the projects in New York. What you got to say about that? Do a video on that. Go ahead and do your little video. Like anybody cares. You think you got a fault point? Calling somebody B's and FU's and go to hell. That's a fault point? Making up stuff. proven wrong, she still, even when proven wrong, she's so drunk, she still can't see it. She in voices. People saying stuff. So like I said, when she's sober, she cool to talk. You know, I'm not gonna lie. But it's not fair for me to keep letting her come on my show, and the people have to put up with her. That's not fair to the people. It's not. But actually, we do a show called, we've done several shows, and I even tried to counsel her online. What is hurting her? People who've been hurt other people. They hurt the people around, but they never hurt the people that hurt them. I ignored a lot of what she said. Just ignored it. I just waited to that person in the car and thank them for not giving me a hard time. How y'all doing?
I don't like this player.
That's one thing that I'm going to regret, y'all. Not having a trailer. The back lights are on.
It's not as clear.
So we ain't going to have no back lights for security.
What they'll do?
That one seems farther up than that. Why is it seen that way? There we go. Now we got it. Hey, Diane. Nice to have you Friday. I mean, Neil. Yeah, you got on bump, and this phone right here won't even let me see the chat. Come on, man. Thank you. If you're a concerned observer, then tell her to get herself straight, to go to AAA, because she won't make excuses. Because I can tell you what my stepfather used to do. I ain't got to tell you what the people did at the daggone clinic, rehabilitation clinic. I can tell you what my stepfather did, first-hand knowledge. They make excuses. I'm doing all right. I get up and go to work every day. I'm doing all right. I come home. I get buzzed up watching the game, but then I come down and I clean the kitchen. I'm all right with my liquor. On my lunch break, before I go early in the morning so I get left to market and I can go drink beer with my friends. On my lunch break, I go to the Lexington Market, drink beer with my friends. Then when I get off, I go to the Lexington Market, drink some beer with my friends. Then I buy a 24-pack, and then I come home. And you don't hear a peep out of that man. From 6 p.m., you don't hear a peep out of that man from 6 p.m. until 7 o'clock. That's when you in. You don't hear a peep out of that man. From 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock, he all of a sudden get up and go to the kitchen. And all you see
I got a mask on.
My little brother running up and down the steps to get him another bed. And all you hear is 5 in the morning, first thing you hear, he in the bathroom, got the music on. And they're singing and dancing, got the bed. Before he go out the door, you hear that? He hurry up and tell us one, then he use Listerine, and then run out the door and go to work. Yeah, that's alcohol. So when somebody tell you they alright, no they ain't. They in the night. And it's not till they really fall. That people take notice, y'all. Not till they really fall. When they go out and kill somebody in a car accident. You had a brand key in a car, sir. If you got a law in your eye, don't complain about a little branch to somebody else. And that's the truth. And like I said, she's been knowing this for 2 years. I ain't the only one. You had problems with Victor Moon, talking about yours, Bruce Freeman, some other people, it ain't just me. But because y'all ain't got much on me, y'all want to rock it because y'all don't have much on me. How you doing? Hey, you got the sound cover right. Only want one? What are you doing? Why don't you go back to full frame? I can use that part. Now we got on. Ain't gonna make it long. What you gonna do? Now I have no way and you make it different. Who would say that? You how you gonna do?
Come on, Grandma. I'm trying to get in front of this lady.
Why somebody turn that corner? 1, 2, 3. Told you.
Yep, let's go right there. They made me forget to get the butter because they said that fat butt's in front of the daggone butter aisle all the time.
Oh, Alright, then the eggs. Let's get the bread. Where's the bread at? The fake set was on sale for 89 cents. Where's the bread at? Where's the 89-cent bread at? It's all on the website. Where's the 89-cent bread? That's weak. I'm missing it somehow. Is it gone? Ain't got no bread? Alright, no more 89-cent bread, so that's one thing knocked down. Alright. Come on. They still there?
Yes, Naya, I was cold. Man, let me turn this volume. Where's the volume at?
Right.
I don't know what's wrong with the Windows Media Player. I really don't.
That what he's still here?
The Windows Media Player wouldn't work. That's how we normally watch this, but I'm checking the eggs, make sure they're good. Little cracks in them. But look at the carton. The carton all warped.
But it won't close.
There was only 2 of them left for $1 and something, so I had to get it.
It won't close.
Now, I ain't had no choice. I had to get it.
Stay closed.
Hey, Liz.
Alright, so we got the bread, we got the eggs. What else did we say?
So we got the eggs and we got the bread.
How's it going, bro? Alright.
So that aisle, nobody in it. The little girl, she in the middle of the aisle, she said, sorry, her mom left her in the middle of the aisle. What you apologizing for? Your mom the clutch, not you. What's on the other side? Nothing. So what that side? Show the aisle.
I think it's in this aisle.
You told me full screen.
They supposed to have a sale. 149, where is it? Where's the 149 sale at?
I see we can go right here and look. That jelly online says 149.
That's where it is. I see the sweet stuff, but I don't see no 149. Unless they change the price.
I wish I could join y'all in the emojis, but I'm on this phone.
That's 169, that's 199. That's 220 now. Know what it is? What's that move to 160 now? Alright, so now. What was the other thing? We got the eggs. Here you go. I got the eggs. I got the jelly. I got the bread. Oh, noodles. I got some noodles. Alright, she said finish it. Anything for $1? I see 45. fact, we didn't get the mayonnaise. Damn. We didn't get the mayonnaise. Alright, so we gotta get the tuna fish. Unless there's mayonnaise this time. I don't think we got enough for that. We'll see. Let's check out the noodles. Alright, so we got 1, 4, 5, 6. We got 1, 4, 5, 6. Well, which one, Liz? I can get 2 cans of tuna fish, or I can get the noodles. So no, actually, we put the eggs in the tuna fish. Alright, we put the noodles back. Alright, so I'm putting the noodles back. And we're going to get what's the use?
Hey, can we minimize for a second? I'm gonna get myself a wrench. All right. Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. And that.
Let's go back to the corner for now.
All right. Oh, wait, whoa, back up. Wait a minute. We need to back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Okay. We need to go ahead and back up a little bit here.
What's the use?
I went too far back. Doggone it. There it is. Now, can y'all see that sign? See it right there. Look in between. You see it right there. Say 79 cents. Right where my hand is. Picking it up. That says 79 cents. I know I ain't retarded. But y'all keep that in mind because it's going to come up later. Remember that, y'all. Y'all see it right there. If you look in between the handlebars, you see 79 cents. Right there. You saw it. 79 cents. It's going to come back and bite me in the butt. Now we got the tuna fish. Now we're looking for the mayonnaise. What's going on over there? Nothing.
They got the salad dressing here. The mayonnaise is good too, I hope.
Whee! Y'all getting dizzy.
There it is. All
right.
Okay, 179 right there. Nobody can read it. That's 199. We don't need that much though. Like I said, 179 is the best deal here. Well, that's 199 right there. 179. What is it? What is it? I just thought it was 199.
No, I had them in there propped up. They propped in there pretty good, Liz. Did none of them get broke? I got to eat every one of them.
All right, $1.99 for this big bottle. We'll get a little bottle. Hey, what's going on, Yummy? So we got Yummy, Nia, Liz. Jared.
I hate to say it, I really enjoyed the egg sandwiches. But to be honest, I ate like 6 slices of bread with just mayonnaise on them. I toasted them in the frying pan. Y'all saw last night I ate the last 2 slices last night. Y'all remember on the show? I enjoyed that the best out of all of them.
We don't need this big bottle, but this is
toast some bread and put some mayo on it. There you go.
And the small bottle is $1.79. So it saves 20 cents.
Shit. I'm supposed to be working in control. I'm used to y'all being able to see everything at the same time. Let me So that big bottle right there is $1.99, and I got the little bottle that was $1.79. That was the cheapest one.
Hey everybody.
Instead of mayonnaise, I should have got mustard. Nah, you can't make tuna fish with mustard. Mustard would have been cheaper though. Should have got some Dijon. Yeah, get out the way. I was just saying, get out the way. I should have gotten a regular line. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, well, we came at the wrong time.
There's the pharmacy. I'm checking the chat.
I'm getting in this long line because I might just use different cards. So.
Y'all see I got my Raven gear on.
I won't be embarrassed.
I got a big Raven coat, but it's a 6X. That thing is huge. It wasn't that bad back in 2015. But that thing, I mean, I only paid $30 for it on eBay. They were desperate to sell it. Who's big enough to wear a 6X jacket? Who's big enough to wear a 6X jacket? I put that thing on, it's like I'm wearing a dress. When it get cold, y'all will see me have it on.
Yeah, everybody, need the light. Well, give me another day. That's all that matters. All you gotta do is wake me up. I'll handle the rest. It's not about eating healthy right now. It's about making it. It's easy.
I'm trying to get y'all all the views.
I got some bread and I got a choice. I can make an egg sandwich, or I can make tuna fish, or I I could make a great jelly sandwich, right? 3 options. So you don't get sick of nothing. 3 options so you don't get sick of nothing.
I guess we can speed up some. Don't stuck in line right now.
So, what y'all want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, those Twinkies look good.
Go ahead and make fun of me.
I'm waiting. It's boot smack his jacket in head. See, and I ain't the only one that try to accessorize. But that mask is just that's crazy.
I ain't got the Baltimore symbol phone right. Kind of right. Y'all can see them. Let's see that. Yeah, I did put the Raven coat on, like a Raven jacket. I ain't know it's cold outside. I mean, it's cold. Nigga says, PDS, I like your mask design. I only got it because they had to have a filter in it. The rest of them had the, they did, 2.5, micron. Not gonna put nothing on.
It was the only mask that was dry. I had no choice. There go grandma again. Look at you looking for. What you looking for, dear? What you looking for? Nobody wanna look at your old butt.
But, like I said, I'm using something.
Oh, Grandma Moses. Oh, my grandma. She said, "It's your grandmammy." Oh, Mr. Brown. It's your grandmammy. Your grandmammy. Your grandmammy. It's your grandmammy.
If you want to score it, this one I can give you.
There go the security guard.
Remember that day I came up with that one? They gave me a free mask.
I'm in a daggone ability scooter, man. I ought to wring your neck. Come look at me.
I went to $70 and forgot my mask. And
I'm lazy. They got the Cool Ranch Doritos.
No, it was $1 for 2 of them. Them old cheap surgical masks.
Let me see. Pull around.
Oh, cheap. If I didn't have the vacuum line in this one.
Hey! White people in the store.
Like I told you, my K&9.
That's because of the college.
Earlier today. I walked them at, it was like 8 or 9. They were still wet. But it's cold now, you know. Ain't nothing drying fast now. And it ain't like it was when it was hot. You know, you can rinse your mask out and be ready in a couple hours. Some days are gone. I think them masks will be ready tomorrow.
Look at all that candy. They try to get you to buy that stuff.
Send something to the cash there. And I'll get the fruits and vegetables. I thought diabetics ain't supposed to have fruits and vegetables. Excuse me, dear.
Talking about buy some fruits and vegetables. Hey, Jody. He's like a great camera work.
I've been online all that time.
That's a daggone shame. Ooh. Her butt so big and funky, even the little white girl was looking at her. Like, how she walk with that thing? Homie said, "Zoo with her."
You got to get up. They said there was 79 cents over there.
That's what we got in trouble at.
No.
Yeah, I told y'all, remember.
Man, over there, it said these were 79 cents in the bonus car. It said... No, it ain't saying that.
Yeah, I told you, said that. That's a rock.
But it's right there in the with the...
That's daggone shame. The little white girl was looking at her. Like, what the hell?
I'm holding on.
Let's see how her rump look. Yeah, that's okay.
You told me to get that...
Nah, I got my body in the way. There you go, Tony.
We already over.
Amazing, them eggs didn't break. Amazing. There's the bread. I can go with some bread right now. Bread and mayonnaise. Toasted. Sounds tasty.
I wouldn't do that.
Hey, Khalif. There she is again. She holding the tuna fish because the manager got to come get it. The guy that don't like me bringing the bike in, he had to go over there and look. Boy, I tell you, that double something. Now here's where I messed up at. I was supposed to say that green card last. The green card was supposed to pay for the jelly. But I got so shook up, I swiped that first instead of last. See me getting the cards out. I had 3 different cards and some change. Yeah, I don't want to look at that. She walking away. Oh, it's going to be 49 degrees tomorrow. It's going to be cold. We got that long ride. That dad was saying they had to go to the food kitchen for just 2 days. At that point, it won't even be 2 days. It'll be a day and a half. I'm still sitting there waiting. Line getting longer. Can't see it over the shelf. Look at the lady looking.
Can I start over so I don't hold the line up? I said, can I start over so I don't hold these people up?
Tony said, damn mask, it's a rare thing to see a woman face in public anymore. He said, Lennon is going on? He said, all these masks, be safe, family. He said, getting adjusted to the lady gonna complain in a minute. That lady on her phone, she will complain in a minute. They're getting agitated.
So it was a bumblebee on sale. Thank you, sir. See, I told you.
I'm still standing there looking stupid.
The one that's turning out there? Was it any different?
She brought so many of them. I only wanted one. I had to get off. I felt obligated at least by two. That's what got me in trouble. I felt obligated to buy two. Yeah. I'm doing this for Tony. There you go, Tony. There's the jelly. Now y'all know I could have picked that jelly up and kept going, but I told you that perfect meeting, thank you.
He's declining. Why are you declining?
There you go, Tony. Wait a minute. How to get you the best view here? No, no. This was the day before yesterday. Well, Tony, unfortunately, to get the butt, you got to get the gut. Unfortunately, to get the gut, you got to get the butt. You know what? It look better. It look better down here. Khalifa's telling. She ain't bad looking. Them dreads look a mess. I'm just saying. Shoot. In that case, I'd rather go with the weed. Look at the security guard standing there. I've been standing there so long. That jelly still sitting there. God done it. I could be eating that jelly raw right now. I could have made a couple meals out of that. Tony said she ain't bad, pretty eyes. She said, seems like a tremendous personality too. Oh, what happened? Hey man, what happened?
How long you ladies took me over? I couldn't get the jelly.
Hold on a second. Hey. There we go. There get the security guard again. Look at him looking. Yes, sir. I'm going to plug up. I just robbed you blind. And I'm going to sit there and plug up. Really? Really?
Well, I didn't see you because I was standing around. Yeah, I couldn't get the jelly. It's all good.
Yeah, she pulled her pants up. There you go, Tony. I'm trying to get another view.
Hold on a second.
Whoa! Well, it was 16 people. Tony said something, somebody left. I guess somebody didn't want to give me a view.
It's 88 cents left on. It's 88 cents left on the cash app. If somebody want to help me get the jelly is was 170.
Yeah, she's an employee.
Oh, crap. I just looked at it, that's where I was. It's 88 cents left on the card. The joint was $179. Before I leave the market, will anybody help me get the job?
I don't remember.
Hey, we had 11 people on it.
You really were coming to Baltimore for that? Nah. we had to do an intervention. Look at the security guard standing right there. You guys, what am I gonna do? Something that charge my damn scooter? You think I'm gonna rip me off and give me some juice too? I'll be trying to get out of there. I wouldn't be hanging around. Alright, hold on a second, y'all. I gotta minimize and then pull the chat up. Y'all see what I'm doing? Where are you, Khalif? There he is. Alright. See, y'all, that's the chat I'll be seeing when I say let me look at the chat. That's what I pull out. We got another heavyweight for you, Tony. Oh, she got the dolly cart like y'all got me. It's sitting over there.
What you think I'm playing?
You didn't came over her. There ain't nobody else to look at? There ain't nobody else to look at. She's just unbelievable. But I will say that tent did match her skin color. No, I was doing that for Tony. Don't put that on me, Liz. I was doing that for Tony. Tony said yes, Liz. There you go, Tony. That number for you. You don't want that. Let me turn around so we can see people as they walk up and then grab them. Oh, that's a dude. Grandma. Wait a minute. That's a dude. And there you go, Tony. And much. Maybe she'll come out. Is she coming out? Nah, she didn't come out. Alright, we on the move now. No, we missed it. My body in the way. Tony said I have limits. Tony said her name tag. You might have to go rewind the video back. Put no lights on.
Let's roll.
I might have to bring that other light. We normally have one on each side on the scooter. Khalif, I don't have any snacks. I don't have anything right now. Tomorrow I'm going up to the food bank. Y'all gonna ride with me? I'm gonna go to the food bank to get some food. That one we went to last time, man. Half the stuff they gave me wasn't no good or moldy. But I only need something for 2 days, so. Actually, it'd be a day and a half. At 1 a.m., I can go out to the 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven 24 hours. Excuse me. Matter of fact, I didn't check today. Maybe they changed their mind. Oh, we on the block. Now Big Damone's on the block. He ain't giving you the view we can give you. $24, Tony. I'm gonna get my money on Tuesday. After I vote, you want me to head up to the market, Tony, see if I can find something about her? Are you serious about it? Yeah, she's about 24. Look to be between 20 and 24. Looks like you heading into that Tommy Sotomayor territory. Them cars in the way. What's on the other side? Hey, what's up, G? We got a car going by. There it is. I hear a car coming. There it is. clear that way. You clear that way, y'all. Everybody coming this way. Go! Thought I was getting hit. I thought I was getting ready to get hit right there. That was close.
I don't know what they got to do. Let it go.
Look at that incline. Y'all notice it's up or down. That's cool to get us up the hill though. It's starting to even out a little bit now. Yes, it is. You want to, so tell me, why don't you want to, 'cause you can, you want to, you know you, I stopped, must be a car coming, he didn't come down, see him right there? You gotta look real good. My shoulder in the way. You can. 1, 2. Why don't you push deep down? You want to. Why don't you? Hey, Sheep, where you going? Even though we still. Oh, my body in the way now. There's a trailer right there. The cord. Start breaking everything down. We got 2 phones. That's the phone I look at. This is the phone that's recording. I got the 360-degree camera in my hand. And that's it. I turned it off. All right. Oops. All right. Where's the OBS? There's the OBS. We dropped 420 frames. We've been live for 1 hour and 20 minutes. 30 frames every second. Times 60 times 60 times 1 hour, 120. That's why I say 0.3%. I can live with that. Khalid said he is about to hit 2K. 2014. He said it's not in 360. Where you at, Mad 6? Look like you eating a little Jim Crow there, bro. He said it wasn't in 360. It was in 360. Even if I wanted to go back to the daytime. You know, let's try a different music player. I don't know about Windows. Windows Media don't want to work no more. I'm going to see if maybe I'm missing an app or something. Wait a minute. It ain't going to do everything. Y'all do one at a time. Open with. Where's Windows Media Player? Why it won't open? For some reason, Windows Media Player won't open. It did it on the other computer. So it's something that I downloaded. See, it's starting up. You can see it in the left-hand corner. Oh, there it is. There it is.
That's one thing that I'm going to regret, y'all. Not having a trailer. The back lights on. So we ain't going to have no back lights for security.
The other day it wasn't working. So let me see if we can get Tony his angle. It opened the wrong one. Doggone it. Why did you open the wrong one? Open with Windows Media Player. There you go, Tony. Now you can watch it all day. Yeah. Look how clear it is. If we can fast forward some. Man said we wasn't in 360.
Can I start over? I said, can I start over so I don't hold these people up? It was a bumblebee and it was gold. And they were sitting side by side, and the sign was at the very end, which is where the ones that I got was.
All right, Tony, all you got to do is get a head done. You know, get on the treadmill. And ain't nothing wrong with a young. Ain't nothing wrong with a young big girl.
So it was a bumblebee on sale.
So to stay home and cook and clean. Be a good Muslim wife.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I told you.
And there you go, Tony. Look how clear it is. Should have said one. Should have said one. She had 5 in her hand. I felt obligated. I felt obligated. I should have made her bend down and pick it up. I should have made her bend down and pick it up. I apologize, Tony. I should have made her bend down and pick it up. All right, let's get on something else. But y'all see the quality difference. That's why I like to use the Windows Media. Now, it's nice to be able to spin it around, but you can just look at everything at one time. Or why you got spinning around? So let's close Windows Media. And now, wait a minute. Uh-oh. I closed it out by mistake. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. We got a black screen. Wait a minute. Go live. All right, and we should be back. Can y'all see? Yes, you can. Rain. Wait a minute. All right, y'all, let's get to our first video. Wait a minute, you ain't got to do all that. Just hit it. Make sure you can see it. Yes, you can.
Well, the video is jarring and has gone viral. Philadelphia police caught on camera during the unrest this week, beating a woman's car, removing her from it, and separating her from children inside. There are a lot of questions about what happened before the recording began. What we do know, the commissioner confirmed there is an investigation underway. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Davis is at police headquarters. Kimberly?
Yuki, it's not clear the moment a mother was pulled out of her vehicle and beaten by Philadelphia police, but as a result of this video, an investigation is now underway. Wow. This is the video that has left one Philadelphia police officer on restricted duty and sparked an internal affairs investigation. Police have not given any details of what led up to the encounter, but Commissioner Danielle Outlaw had this to say.
With this case and any other allegations that have since arisen, we take all of this seriously, and I hope that these investigations, and my expectation is that these investigations are done in a fair and timely manner.
As tight-lipped on the investigation, Rakia Young's lawyer is speaking out. Young's lawyer tells Eyewitness News she was on the way home from picking up her 16-year-old nephew with her 2-year-old son in her SUV when she was caught in the middle of protesters and police early Tuesday morning.
She approached the police line 52nd Street. They ordered her to turn around and go the other way. So she complied and started to do a 3-point turn.
Attorney Kevin Mincy says that's when Philadelphia police swarmed the 28-year-old's vehicle and beating her vehicle with batons until they got her out.
Once they got Rakia onto the ground, they beat her with their batons, hands, feet, causing various injuries on Rakia's body, swelling to her face, her body.
We're told Young was then taken into custody and released without charges. The attorney tells us the family has no idea where that SUV is, and police also have not told them how they could recover it. Young's purse, wallet, and her 2-year-old hearing aids are inside of that vehicle. That's the very latest outside of police headquarters. I'm Kimberly Davis, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Oh, they messed up. Oh, somebody got a lawsuit coming.
Thank you.
Y'all know the lawyer gonna be on that. Somebody definitely messed up. If you told the woman to get up, to turn around and go back, why would you attack the car? Alrighty, check this out, y'all. This is crazy. New homeowner kicked out of house for 19 months after woman claims she's the rightful owner. Jose Ortega spent nearly 2 years trying to evict a woman who managed to stay in the home while he paid the mortgage. Ha! That's crazy. Skip ahead.
For nearly 2 years, a Denver man has been paying the mortgage on a new home that he hasn't even been able to live in. A woman knocked him out of the house, claiming that she is the rightful owner.
911 Snow reporter Jeremy Hahola brings us a wild real estate story.
It started like any other house hunting excursion.
I was looking for malls, and that was the house that I like most.
Josue Ortega found the 6-bedroom, 4,000 square foot home on Zillow.
And also it has a pool, so it was perfect for me because I'm always in the pool.
He got the financing.
And I just gave them the money.
And went under contract.
Signed on my papers.
To buy this foreclosed house from an investment company.
And they gave me the title.
Online property records show Josue closed the deal for $410,000 on March 15, 2019. His American dream was going oh so well until 12 days later.
No, I didn't know who she was.
A woman showed up with a Denver police officer and a piece of paper claiming she's the real homeowner. Police documents we obtained say she provided a hard copy deed to the house with proof of ownership, and that Josue was asked to leave by the cop because he had no paperwork.
I told you, I just bought my house, but I didn't have my papers with me, so I was cleaning.
Josue, who struggled with English, tried on his own to legally evict her, but filed court paperwork incorrectly.
He clearly owns the house. There's no question in my mind.
His lawyer friend took a look at the case.
I realized it was just a tangled web of nonsense, really, and just complete confusion and utter chaos.
The woman who thinks she owns this home is Gloria Kennedy, and here's the weird thing. She actually did own this house, but that was before a divorce and a foreclosure. So what makes her think she can live here while Josue pays the mortgage? She has filed a flurry of legal motions in this case. You add in the pandemic, the shutdown of the courts, the moratorium on evictions, and it's been free living for her. A home run.
All right, here I go.
We went to the house last year to ask why she won't leave. She was hard to connect with.
I'm a reporter for 9 News, and yes, I'm a reporter for 9 News, and I'm looking to chat with you about what's going on. Yes, can you hear me? Miss Kennedy?
We can't play her audio, but she told us to stop reporting on the story.
What I'm looking to get from you is if you can provide us with any proof that you have a right to own this property.
She did say she was going to mitigate, litigate, and adjudicate this case.
And you've initiated court action. Okay, all right, I understand.
We went with the police like 2 or 3 times, and they always say the same thing. We cannot do anything. You have to go to court. So, if that is the case, why did they kick me out? I don't know. I no comprendo.
It's not our place to give legal advice, so it's not a criminal matter. There wouldn't be a police matter.
His legal fight eventually led to an actual fight.
No sé qué pasa, güey.
In July of 2019, 2 men beat him up when he tried to change the locks.
But I don't remember 4 legs.
He spent days in the ICU with a fractured skull.
They opened my brain, and they had to take all the blood because I was bleeding a lot.
He was fighting for his life instead of his house. Nobody was ever arrested for the attack.
I'm wondering if I can have a moment of your time, real quick.
A few months later, we found her at bankruptcy court, where the judge gave her more time to stay in the house.
I'll schedule, I think I got your number, I'll schedule some time to get with you. But now's not good.
Could you tell me real quick, if that doesn't happen, why you believe the property is yours?
Like I said, did you understand what I just said?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I need you to respect that statement.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't get you beat up next, you better go ahead, boy. You don't get you beat up next.
That means you're disrespecting, so I'm going to get in my car.
Okay.
Because I've asked you not to disrespect my wishes.
More than a year later, she's still in the house.
We bought all the movers, like 15 people here ready to move everything.
Josue showed up with sheriff's deputies and an eviction order. Movers played basketball down the street, waiting for Gloria's next play. Even now, Gloria thinks she's still in control.
Right out there.
And it turns out she still is. After the crew moved just 1 piece of furniture, she convinced the court to delay the eviction again.
It's not right. So what can I do?
Once again, Gloria gets to stay, but wanted us to go away.
I believe you have a piece of piece of order already, right?
That's a handwritten letter that you gave my photographer.
That's exactly right.
It doesn't look like a legal document.
Well, it's legal as long as it's been provided and it's written and you understand what it is. It is a legal document.
But her hold on the house was short-lived. A month later, in October of 2020, deputies returned to finally walk Gloria out of the house with her stacks of litigation, as Josue's final eviction sent her packing.
But I have to learn everything. I have to learn how to speak English. I have to learn how to talk to attorneys. I have to learn how to go to court. I have to learn how to pay my mortgage, to pay rent, to pay attorneys, to do everything. I've been 2 years is going to be now. How did they do it? It's because they know. They know what they do. Finally, I feel like this is my house, you know?
Isn't it?
I've been here in my house. It's this is the house that I like. I like the house. Is why I bought it.
And as you can imagine, this whole misadventure cost Josue Ortega a lot of money, with his mortgage, a rent on an apartment that he had to get, and legal fees. He estimates he had to pay more than $100,000, and right now he has another attorney to sue somebody to get his money back. Let's see if that happens. Back to you guys.
Yeah, you've been through so much, Jeremy. I have to ask you. Obviously, it's the pandemic, it's COVID, it's exponentially harder to get people out of their homes in, way of an eviction. How did he get her out?
Well, I mean, this case is so different. It's so complicated. But she was not a renter in this case. She was in the home. Some people may call her a squatter. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. She actually has still pending cases on this house that she filed this month. So we want to hear similar stories from our viewers. If you have a similar squatter story, you can text us at 303-871-1491.
That old lady wasn't leaving. She said, I'm not leaving. I don't care. I'm not giving this up. That's rough right there. Now it says an awful situation to deal with. Yes, it is. God darn. That's crazy. All right. Wait a minute. All right, let's keep it going.
To get more information on a voting rally that ended with arrests and pepper spray in Alamance County this afternoon.
We're told a group of people gathered near the historic courthouse in downtown Graham for a rally to promote voting rights when things suddenly took a turn for the worse. News network shows people being detained and officers using what appears to be pepper spray on the crowd. The Graham Police Department says pepper spray was used because people were blocking the road and traffic was backing up. They say they gave the crowd warning to disperse, but some people who were at the rally reported they did not hear any warning. Graham Police say they arrested 8 people.
Now, North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein pushed out a statement on Twitter saying he's reached out to the sheriff of Alamance County, adding that all eligible voters in North Carolina have a constitutional right to cast their vote safely in security and without threats or intimidation. He went on to say the incident does not appear to have impacted voting at a nearby early voting location.
That's damn insane. Oh, let's check this out. It just popped up.
Pyro Vega Pro.
And we got stuck with a commercial.
Already weakened by the COVID-19 pandemic, face a more difficult recovery now after being burglarized and damaged during the recent looting. Action reporter George Solis live at the 24th Police Precinct in Hunting Park with more on that tonight. George.
Eric, there's a stillness out here, but there is far from calm. We spoke with some businesses that are open, despite many being boarded up, trying to recover what they lost. We're also hearing from residents who are sounding off by this destruction that has paralyzed the community.
He ain't supposed to be gutter here.
It was voices drowning out voices this evening in the city's Fort Richmond section.
Everything else is free, protected, and we are not.
The tone, however, very clear. Many still live in the aftermath of Tuesday evening's looting and destruction that shut down a large number of businesses along hardest-hit Aramingo Avenue.
With the utmost sincerity, it broke me what happened Tuesday night.
Answered many of the concerns and questions of the gathering, 24th District Captain Pedro Rosario and East Police Division Commander Inspector Michael Cram, both speaking about the chaos that ensued.
Never felt like a failure in my life. Never felt like I let down my city. This is my city, born and raised. My family's from where I'm from. So I felt like I failed not only you, my whole city.
Throughout the evening, these top cops listened, discouraging vigilantism while still promoting residents stay vigilant and united.
Where we've seen success is because people just stay together.
Back on Aramingo Avenue,
I never witnessed something like this.
Abraham Jabbering runs Z Furniture Designs, one of a handful still open in this mostly boarded up shopping center. His store spared the worst of the looting, but still impacted.
We lost a lot of money.
Right next door is $1 Zone. Staff here is working feverishly to recover their losses too.
It's just sad because everybody else can't open.
With a steady stream of customers and support, the hope is that the worst is over.
Word's been saying that they're gonna go at it again, loot again, and we just hope they don't, because What more can they destroy?
Now, the question was raised tonight if the Pennsylvania National Guard will be deployed to the Fort Richmond section. District leadership saying at this point they are unsure, but they did assure residents that there are plans in place should things go downhill again.
Well, let's go ahead and snatch that. It's in the corner.
As you can see from this map here, put together by our Action News data journalism team, the looting that followed the killing of Walter Wallace was widespread. In a period of just 36 hours, the city saw 291 non-residential burglaries and 100 incidents of vandalism. That's compared to about 5 non-residential burglaries and 52 vandalism incidents during that time frame in a typical week.
We also know at least 81 people were arrested for the unrest that happened across the city. One of the hardest hit neighborhoods last night was Port Richmond. That's where Action News reporter Maggie Kent joins us now live with the latest from there. Maggie.
Shari, it wasn't just here in Port Richmond either. It was in small pockets across the city. We're about 15 minutes away from where those initial protests started in West Philadelphia last night, and this really having nothing to do with protests. This was an opportunity for people to come into both big box and smaller stores and rob them. First, 2 women break into Levanter Boutique.
I hope we do not get caught.
In less than 30 seconds, the entire store is ransacked, leaving owner Jamila Story with nothing.
It's been a long, long, rough journey.
The shop along the 1300 block of Venango Street cleared out. The owner of Hillside He had to crawl through his busted security gate this morning. The small shop at the intersection of Broad Street and Roosevelt Boulevard emptied by looters.
Some of my patients have been calling. They need their medications, and right now, I really can't do that.
Looters not only hit big box stores like Walmart, running out with big screen TVs, they hit mom and pop places like Ratana Furniture on the 4800 block of Tacony Street.
Maybe some TVs. Believe it or not, some of them, they stole a couple pillows.
In the rush to leave the store, thieves even dragged a responding officer with their car.
She dragged him, she pushed him to the car. And I don't know when they're going to end this. This is crazy, This situation is not about somebody got shot or anything. It's like a robbery.
Police announced that overnight, 81 people were arrested, including 8 people who assaulted police officers, 4 charged with robbery, and 53 facing burglary charges.
He got shot in a car for that.
And many of those stores who did not get looted last night decided to board up anyway. They've been closed throughout the day, and the stores that have been looted tell me they have no idea when they will be able to reopen. Speaking to the employees there, they're disappointed because they have no opportunity to go to work. For Live Report Richmond, Maggie Kent, Channel 6, Action News. Rick?
And that's the worst part. You might have a new TV, but you ain't got no place to go work. Might have a new Blu-ray player, but you ain't got no place to go work.
Developing story. A person shot and killed as they sat in the back seat of a cab. It happened just before 1:30 this morning in Elmhurst, Queens. Police say the cab stopped at a red light on Broadway at 81st Street when a moped pulled up with 2 men on it, and one of them started shooting at the cab. The passenger was shot in the chest and pronounced dead at Elmhurst Hospital. The driver was not injured, and so far, no arrest in the case. Also, the ID of the victim has not been released.
Yeah. It's getting rough out there, y'all. It's getting rough out there. Let's keep it going.
To crime now on the streets of Philadelphia. A 30-year-old man is dead tonight after a shooting in East Germantown. Police responded just after 3 this afternoon to the 100 block of East Duval Street. Investigators say the man was shot multiple times in the head and back. He was pronounced dead at the scene. There are no arrests at this time.
That's daggone shame. One of them stickers said 19. You must really want to kill somebody to shoot them 19 times. You must really want to kill somebody. Oh, isn't she a cutie?
On a case has been tracking since it happened nearly 1 week ago. A 16-year-old shot and killed in southwest Houston.
This morning, authorities have now identified a man they say pulled that trigger. The family of Marasia Pratt says that she went to confront her cousin who was bullying her on social media when a man started shooting. Channel 2's Taisha Walker has the details you'll see first on 2. Good morning, Taisha.
Kathia, good morning. I want to show you candles now cover the area where that 16-year-old was fatally shot last week. Police telling us they now know who shot Marasia and they need your help finding him. This is a photo of who Houston police are hoping to find. A warrant has now been issued for the arrest of 24-year-old Kenny Garrett. He is not in custody, but he has been named a suspect. He is facing a murder charge and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Houston police say Garrett is responsible for the shooting that killed 16-year-old Marasia Pratt last week. Family members of the Elsick High School sophomore say there was an ongoing social media feud between cousins. The cousins met up here in the 10,800 block of Sharpview Drive. Cell phone video capturing the fight in the middle of the street. Then Marasia, her sister, and a friend were shot. Marasia did not survive her injuries. Her mother is still taking the news very hard.
I'm just trying to hold home for my family.
What the hell out there
We
is?
all hurt. Nobody can eat. Nobody can sleep. I didn't want justice for her. I want this killer to be punished.
And I did speak with Marasia's mother a short time ago. She tells me that she is taking it one day at a time, that she plans to go to church today and then to the funeral home afterward to start making arrangements to bury her 16-year-old daughter. Now, as for the man who police now have a warrant out for his arrest, we are told that he is not related to Marasia. He is not her cousin. In fact, he was dating a friend of Marasia's cousin at the time of the shooting. Reporting live in Southwest Houston, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
I could see him wanting to get involved. But why did he start shooting? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Why is he shooting? It was 2 women, but it shows you hear people talking about on social media, I'm going to come see you. Well, Maisha came to come see, and you saw what happened. People need to stop playing with that, I'm going to come see you, if you ain't going to follow up.
A chilling video taken by a 20-year-old woman who was murdered just moments later. Her 18-year-old boyfriend accused of pulling the trigger that ended her life.
It's the 6th domestic violence homicide in Macomb County in the past 2 months. 7 Action's reporter Andrea Isom joins us live with more on this story and what the prosecutor is saying about this tragic case. Andrea?
You know, guys, we've all been doing this job for a very long time. We've seen a lot, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Law enforcement, they're frustrated, they're alarmed, and we all should be.
Everything about this case is awful, and this certainly just adds to it.
Because this is what 20-year-old India Mackey saw and heard mere moments before she was murdered.
You think I'm playing, huh?
Okay.
You think I'm playing, huh? Hit you with this big 4-5 hollow tips, gonna eat your up.
Those angry, hate-filled words and despicable actions from her boyfriend, 18-year-old Kevin Dixon, police say. A young man who was supposed to love India, but this is anything but.
This video is being taken by a woman who's going to be killed in moments is unbelievable to me. The idea that he's pulling the bullet out, wiping his fingerprints off, showing it to her.
It chills you to the bone, says Macomb County Prosecuting Attorney Eric Smith, and I agree.
The last thing her family has of her is the video where she is pointing the camera at the man who's going to kill her.
Why she ain't leave? Why you standing there?
Gets out of his car, pushes her over into the passenger seat, and takes off driving in the car.
Smith says India was shot inside a van outside of this home on Shirley Street in Warren. But according to cops, Dixon's criminal behavior did not end there.
East Point PD gets all these calls about a white van that's driving erratically out of the road. They stop the car, and they find her dead in the passenger seat.
Dixon was arrested and is now facing first-degree murder, carrying a concealed weapon, and felony firearm charges. Dixon's bond was denied, so he sits behind bars. But that is not all that went down in court.
We charge his mother as well. He takes his girlfriend's phone, this poor woman that was shot, and calls his mother on the phone and says, "Mom, go to the house and get the gun." So we charge her with accessory after effect and tampering with evidence.
In Macomb County alone, in just the last couple of months, law enforcement has seen 6 domestic violence homicides. It's sad, startling, and alarming.
If you think you are in danger, please get yourself to safety. Call the national hotline. Call Turning Point. There are options available to get you out of your situation to protect yourselves. And we do this all the time, and I'm so happy to be able to at least use this to tell other people. Maybe it saves somebody.
Let's pray that it does save some lives. There will be a vigil tonight in memory of sweet little India at 8 o'clock. We'll put all the information on our website, wxyz.com. Just a sad, sad story, you guys. Back to you.
Yeah, it's just so hard to watch that video. It's such a tragic ending. Right, Andrea? Thank you.
Sad. Sad. Oh, wait, did they find him?
Man charged with killing his ex-girlfriend as they sat outside her home faced a judge for the first time today. 19-year-old Marvin Patterson told police, quote, he decided to point a gun at Kiara Brown's head as they talked in her car. The Vincent High School senior died instantly. Katie Crowther is live at the Milwaukee County Courthouse, where Patterson could remain for a very long time. Katie.
Yeah, that's right, Carol. If convicted, Patterson faces more than 60 years in prison. What we've learned today about the moments leading up to Kiara Brown's death proves just how senseless it really was. Kiara Brown's family is left planning the 18-year-old's funeral instead of her high school graduation party. Brown's ex-boyfriend, 19-year-old Marvin Patterson, turned himself into police on Tuesday, 24 hours after Brown was found dead in the passenger seat of her white Audi, which was left in an alley near 98th and Carmen, with the driver's side door open. And police say the gun was under her body. Today, handcuffed in court, Patterson cried as his bail was set.
It's one of those moments on why young people, in my estimation, should not be in possession of firearms. Inexperienced, unable to properly deal with your firearm.
According to the criminal complaint, Patterson initially told investigators the gun was in the car's cup holder. Brown picked up the gun, and while he was trying to take it away from her, the gun went off. But later changed his story, saying he decided to point the gun at her head, and when he did, the gun went off. He said he did not intend to kill her, and after shooting her, he freaked out and drove the car into an alley, left her there, and took off. Brown's mother says her daughter in Patterson, who graduated from Vincent High School last year, had broken up, but had been back in touch recently. He asked Brown to meet with him to talk, that talk turning deadly. And grief counselors have been made available at Vincent High School. As for Brown's funeral, it is 1 week from today. A visitation will be held the night before at Kraus Funeral Home. Reporting live from the Milwaukee County Courthouse, Katie Crowther, today's TMJ Sports.
Yeah, just heartbreaking. Katie, thank you very much.
All right, y'all, we got the update. We got the story and the update. Sad. Huh? Young ladies want to be with these thugs. Don't be surprised. All right, y'all. I know Liz and probably went to bed, but just for Liz and Naya, look who's back.
See, look, y'all, I'm about to cut my tongue with this.
Look who's back.
So cutting my tongue, my blue striped tongue. I don't need this tongue anymore. Look at this. So I'm cutting the whole thing. See, look, y'all, I'm cutting my tongue. I had always talk this talk. So cut out this audio, this part. This audio. I'm not good at cutting. I'm not good at cutting my left hand. I can do it better with my right hand.
It's his time. Okay. Believe it or not, when I say he's back, he's back.
When I want to do all that, I want to do it back and forth too.
Okay. Really?
Back and forth, back and forth. Leg is mine. It's mine. I'm scared anymore. See, look, it's me. See, I have this mask. Y'all see it? I have on this. See? See, I on the mask. I'm doing my bed over the door, back and forth, back and forth. Y'all see it? It's scary, huh? This mask is scary. I know the mask is scary, huh? Y'all see it? So I'll put it back on. See, I'm going to do it in and out, in and out.
Okay.
See, I didn't open all the doors. Y'all saw it? So I'm gonna close this one first. And I'll close this one. I'm gonna close this one. In and out, in and out. I'm gonna keep calling up the in and out. In and out. Back and forth, back and forth.
I'm gonna get dizzy.
So y'all say I kept calling the door back and forth? So I'm a little hot. I'm moving around. So I'll show y'all this mask. This guy I had on. See, y'all see it? See, look at me. Y'all scared. Y'all scared of this mask. Look at me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say bye. See y'all later.
All right, I didn't cut that one out. Ryan said he's chopping something with the scissors. Yeah, blue tie. She said laugh out loud, and Nia said scary mask. Well, all right, Nia. I hope you enjoyed that. That's time we can't get back. All right, we got him out the way. Where is he the first time? Hey, to those of y'all who say that I don't know what I'm talking about, when I told y'all the man was in debt, I want y'all to see what he does. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to play the video.
Donald Trump is, in a way, like the Lannisters from Game of Thrones. He's evil, he's cruel, he does terrible things. But the one difference between the Lannisters and the Trumps is that the Lannisters always pay their debts. Donald Trump, not so much. And now we know the extent to which he failed in, well, he failed in many of his businesses, but certainly failed when it came to the Trump Tower in Chicago. And then strong-armed Deutsche Bank and other lenders into forgiving his loans. So the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago became another disappointment in a portfolio filled with them. Construction lagged, condos proved hard to sell. They were going for $4 million each, by the way. Retail space sat vacant. His lenders have forgiven, though, about $287 million in debt that he failed to repay. The vast majority was related to the Chicago project. So we all know that if we decide to take on a loan, we need to have collateral. So if we decide that we're going to default, we're not going to pay the loan back, the lender can go ahead and take whatever property that you put up or money you've put up as collateral. That didn't happen with Donald Trump. The collateral in this case was the Trump Tower in Chicago. And not only did Deutsche Bank forgive the loan, they also refused or failed to take ownership of the building. And it's because Donald Trump threatened them with lawsuits. Let me give you more details. Big banks and hedge funds gave him years of extra time to pay his debts or repay his debts. Even after Trump sued his largest lender, accusing it of preying on him, the bank agreed to lend him another $99 million, more than twice as much as was previously known, so that he could pay back what he still owed the bank on the defaulted Chicago loan. But of course that didn't happen. Now, first of all, let me just say, if any type of loan is forgiven and you don't have to pay that debt back, it is considered income by the IRS because you just got money that you don't have to pay back. It's considered income. You have to pay taxes on it. Well, it appears that Donald Trump did not pay taxes on that forgiven loan, and that's part of the investigation that's currently happening by the New York Attorney General. They're auditing his finances. They're trying to figure out what happened. He was supposed to pay taxes on it. But it does appear that his other businesses took a hit, and he suffered so many losses that he was able to deduct that, and he might not even have to pay taxes on that giant sum of money that was lended to him and that he failed to pay back. So I have more details, and it's infuriating. But, you know, Trump says that what he did was really smart. And to be quite honest with you, if you can do this and get away with it, why wouldn't you? It's just that the system is very different for average people like us. For people like Donald Trump, all you need to do is threaten a lawsuit, and these hotshot bankers tuck tail and run away. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, the amazing thing is that you'd be threatening a lawsuit where you bring lawyers that you inevitably wouldn't pay for their services either. But for some reason, they keep defending him, even though they don't get paid. I don't understand how.
Sometimes they end up in prison because of Trump.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, none of this makes any sense. None of these rules. It's not like this is different as a matter of scale from the things that you can get away with if you're poor, working class, whatever. None of this exists. You don't get forgiven. You don't get forgiven like overdraft fees. 15 years ago they wouldn't do that. But it seems like it's that thing like Eddie Izzard used to say about murder. Like once you've murdered a certain quantity of people, it's like we just can't comprehend it anymore, and it's not a crime at that point. Same thing for the money. You don't get forgiven a $100 debt that you owe, but if you can somehow jack it up to $100 million, then suddenly that's a thing that you can just not do, and then you owe tax on it. You don't pay those off. You don't do any of these things. All of these are crimes, theoretically, but not really. None of this is shocking. We know that rich people get away with murder constantly. I just don't get how Trump has gone from crime to crime to crime, so many that we can't even afford to put a full hour into delving into it, and he just gets away with it, and apparently is totally fine.
Right, and what he does is he just threatens lawsuits, which this does point to a flaw in our justice system, and I'm not quite sure how to fix it or mitigate it in a way that doesn't hurt the average person, the average American. Anytime you have conversations about reforming, like tort reform, stuff like that, it ends up taking more and more power away from average people who have been wronged by either a company they worked at or by, a corporation, whatever it is. What Trump understood was that Deutsche Bank did not want to go through a legal battle with him for literally years. He's known for dragging out these legal battles, and to be sure, once Deutsche Bank started demanding their money, Trump decided to file a lawsuit against them, and the lawsuit's insane. The suit accused Deutsche Bank of engaging in predatory lending practices against Trump. He sought $3 billion in damages. If you look at the terms of the deal or of that loan from Deutsche Bank, they bent over backwards for him. To refer to it as a predatory loan is unbelievable. It's ridiculous. But it didn't matter. They knew that it was better to just try to settle this, make some sort of agreement as soon as possible instead of bleeding money during the legal process. They don't want to go through that process. Trump knows it, and so he exploits that to get them to not only forgive hundreds of millions of dollars in loans, but also to allow him to keep ownership of the Trump Tower in Chicago. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, and this is a cautionary tale, by the way, for the many people. And I hate to burst your bubble or whatever, but the people who are like, let's say Trump loses and he actually leaves office, then all these lawsuits are going to be waiting for him. Yeah, they will. And they're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting because he's been being pursued for literally decades for all of this. And I just don't stake your future hopes on him spending.
I don't want to spend the whole show on Trump, but that's rough right there. All right, somehow we missed this. Oops.
Welcome back with our exclusive interview with two of the grand jurors in the Breonna Taylor case and their attorney, Kevin Grogauer.
We're going to get flagged for this.
She was shot and killed in her home during a police raid back in March. One of the officers at the scene, Brett Hankinson, was fired and charged with wanton endangerment for shooting at the apartment next door. No one was hurt there. But no officers have been charged for Taylor's death, and at least one of the officers involved has defended their actions. The jurors told us authorities never presented them with the option to consider indicting officers on more serious charges for Taylor's death, which left them feeling frustrated, disgusted, and even betrayed. Now, we're not revealing their identities at their request for their safety.
They didn't give us the charges up front when they gave us all of that testimony over 20-something hours, and then to say that these are the only charges that they're coming up with. It's like, what did we just sit through? And then to be told that we're not charging them with anything else, to me, it was a betrayal.
So when you all look, juror 1 and 2, and you're told that the only thing you need to consider right now is wanton endangerment, did anyone say, hey, are there any other options here? Did either of you say that?
Almost the entire room.
What was the answer that you were given?
Basically, in a nutshell, they said there were other possible charges that we considered, but nothing that we could make stick.
They never gave us the opportunity to deliberate on anything but the charges for Hankinson. That was it. As a matter of fact, when they announced that those were the only charges, it was an uproar in that room. There was several more charges that could have gone forward on all of those officers, or at least the 3 shooters.
Why is this so extraordinary, Kevin?
Normally, the grand jurors are presented with the law and the charges so that they can listen to the facts with an open mind and apply those facts to the law, almost as a roadmap.
What happened here?
What happened here was it was done in the complete reverse.
What stands out to you the most?
From a legal perspective, it looked like they weren't following the grand jurors, and they only wanted the grand jurors to follow them, which is contrary to the actual rule.
Grand juror number 1 and number 2 say what prompted them to ultimately speak out was that press conference held by Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron, which they insist falsely represented their position on potential indictments for the officers involved in Breonna Taylor's death.
While there are 6 possible homicide charges under Kentucky law, these charges are not applicable to the facts before us because our investigation showed, and the grand jury agreed, that Mattingly and Cosgrove were justified in the return of deadly fire.
When he stated that there were 6 possible murder charges and that the grand jury had agreed that those didn't apply, the first time I heard the word 6 possible murder charges was in that news conference.
It wasn't presented to you in the grand jury deliberations?
No. And personally, when I do something, I take responsibility for it. We had not done that.
I really felt that. This was all Cameron. This was up to him. We didn't get a choice in that at all. So I was livid. By the time I heard what he was saying, everything that came out of his mouth, I was saying liar because we didn't agree to anything. We never met Cameron.
You've never met Attorney General Cameron?
No, we never met him. He never discussed anything with us.
I think many people will be very surprised to hear that they had no contact with Attorney General Cameron whatsoever.
I agree. If you watch the press conference, it seemed clear from the wording that Mr. Cameron was implying that he played a larger role in the actual presentation.
Is that normally how it works?
Well, the Attorney General in Kentucky doesn't normally present cases to the grand jury. But I think to answer your question, Gail, generally the highest person in the office would at least come introduce themselves to the grand jurors.
Do either of you think there was enough evidence to present charges of murder, attempted murder, manslaughter?
Yes, I think there was. I mean, just all of the evidence there. As we were listening to it, we were sure this was leading up to something like that.
Among the evidence the grand jury heard from the night of the raid was a 911 call from Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker. He says he fired a warning shot at who he thought were intruders. Officers returned fire with 32 bullets.
911 operator Harris, where's your emergency? I don't know what happened. Somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend.
The thing that stood out to me when I was talking to him, he said, why would I call 911 if I thought it was the police?
Mm-hmm. That resonated with me because he didn't know who it was that was coming in. You know, he had no idea. You could hear the distress Everything about what he said was believable. It made sense all the way through.
You found him credible?
Yes.
Totally believable.
Did you find the police credible?
No.
No, there are too many inconsistencies in their story. Now I understand that, in a situation like that, you may not remember, but I didn't find their testimony credible.
What was your understanding about what happened that night?
It was a mess. It didn't seem to me that there was any organization or almost any leadership in the whole operation.
From the evidence that I heard, this thing started out downhill to begin with. You don't need 7 cops to go up to somebody's door and knock on it and say, we're here to do an investigation at 1 o'clock in the morning. It kept going downhill from there. It was one mistake right after the other one, right after the other. They covered it up. That's what the evidence that I saw. And I felt like there should have been lots more charges on that. They covered it up.
Now, later this morning, former Louisville officer Brett Hankinson is scheduled to be in court for a pretrial hearing on the wanton endangerment charges that he's facing. We did, by the way, reach out to Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. He did not give us a new statement, but last month he did tell a local Fox affiliate if the jurors had wanted to make an assessment about different charges, they could have done that. The jurors, as you see, disagree with that.
They didn't get that far, but yeah.
I mean, juror number 1.
No, they're not, Naya. But I've been telling y'all the man was in debt. Acting like he rich. All right, now, we stand with the Breonna Taylor case because here we go. Watch it, I knew it was going to be a commercial. All right, y'all can see it. Skip ad, and let's go.
That led to
Oops.
is countersuing her boyfriend. Officer Jonathan Mattingly accuses Kenneth Walker of causing him severe trauma, mental anguish, and emotional distress. Mattingly was shot in the leg during the confrontation that killed Breonna Taylor. Walker is suing Kentucky's Attorney General, the Louisville Metro Police Department, and the city. Our national correspondent, Jerika Duncan, has a response from his lawyers.
The law's not on their side, the facts are not on their side, and the truths are not on their side.
Frederick Moore, one of Kenneth Walker's attorneys, says Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly's countersuit against his client is just the latest attempt to deflect responsibility for the events that led to the shooting death of Breonna Taylor.
How can you sue Kenneth when he was acting lawfully?
Mattingly's attorney, Kent Wicker, stated in the countersuit that Walker's conduct in shooting Mattingly is outrageous, intolerable, and offends all accepted standards of decency and morality. In a statement, he added that Sergeant Mattingly should use the legal process to seek a remedy for the injury that Walker has caused him. Walker maintains the police did not announce themselves when they executed a no-knock search warrant related to the drug case on Taylor's apartment back in March. He says he fired a single shot believing police were intruders. That single shot allegedly hit Sergeant Mattingly in the thigh. But a portion of the Kentucky State Police ballistics report obtained by CBS News says it's inconclusive who fired the shot that hit Mattingly. Walker spoke to Gayle King earlier this month about the moment he fired his licensed gun.
So you fire off a shot. In what direction?
Well, I know I wasn't aiming it straight ahead. It was down towards the ground. Trying to just, scare them off.
Also this month, Sergeant Mattingly spoke publicly to ABC News and the Louisville Courier-Journal and dismissed Walker's version of the events. He said Walker was not pointing his gun at the ground.
I saw his gun. Our postures were the same, looking at each other when he fired that shot.
Walker's legal team says Mattingly is attempting to further victimize and harass him.
You kill the guy's girlfriend in front of him, you shoot at him over 30 times, you change his life, and then on top of that, when he tries to exercise his constitutional right and receive justice for what's happened to him, you then vindictively file a frivolous lawsuit against him.
For CBS This Morning, Jerika Duncan, New York.
I have to say, guys, when I first heard about the lawsuit, I thought I heard it wrong, and then I read it, thought I must be reading it wrong. I don't understand Officer Mattingly's strategy here.
You can file a lawsuit about almost anything, Gail. It doesn't mean.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
A judge will make a final decision on this one.
A daggone shame. Everybody trying to get money. The family got $12 million. Kenneth Walker trying to get $10.5 million. And now the police officer that Kenneth Walker shot is trying to get money. Everybody trying to get money. Everybody wants some money, money, money. Money.
I am about to be earning.
Oh my God. I got caught.
We are seeing for ourselves the chaos a New Mexico woman caused on a plane this weekend, forcing it to make an emergency landing. It's harassment. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything. I'm going to do it at you. 55-year-old Mary Lentz of Santa Fe was escorted off the plane after passengers say she lost it. According to the criminal complaint, Lentz was verbally abusive to passengers and was walking around saying she couldn't find her seat. When the flight attendant tried to help, Lentz punched him in the stomach. The plane, which was originally headed to Boston, had to land in Nashville. Once on the ground, officers took Lentz off, kicking and screaming. They say she even kicked out the cage window in a police patrol car. She is charged with assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct.
Let me see. Is that recent? No, it's August the 4th. Alrighty. Alrighty, y'all. Isn't she lovely? Blonde and blue-eyed. Been around Trump so long, we know that her brain's been fried. But you won't believe what she said back in 2015. Isn't she lovely? Watch her sink her very own ship. Let's take a look. Our girl Kaylee is back.
We all know that Kaylee McEnany, as White House press secretary, spends most of her time defending Donald Trump's actions regardless of how hideous they are. However, back in 2015, she was speaking a completely different tune, or singing a completely different tune. In fact, she seemed to be a little more favorable toward Joe Biden and very critical toward Donald Trump. Let's take a look at the first of two videos.
I think the Republicans run into a problem if it is Joe Biden and if it is maybe a Trump on the other side. Because Joe Biden, one of the things he is remarkable at is really kind of being a man of the people and resonating with middle-class voters, feeling like coming off as human. You know, his gas, as much as we make fun of them, to a certain extent they make him look human. So in that sense, he's likable.
You know, the thing that is beyond disappointing with like the political climate that we're dealing with right now is how hard it is to find principled people, right? When it comes to a situation where they get to choose between their personal values and their principles or power, they're going to go with power. Most people do in politics. And I think Kaylee McEnany is just the latest example of that. So that was a video from 2015. There's more video of her from 2015. Let's look at the next one.
How sick of polls are people in New Hampshire right now?
Probably very sick, especially when they see that Donald Trump is number 2 and doesn't deserve to be there.
Okay, what do you think of the Trump excitement? What do you chalk that up?
I appreciate his boldness, and I think some of his rhetoric got the base excited, but it is not welcome rhetoric.
Look, the GOP doesn't need to be turning away voters and isolating them. We need to be bringing them into the tent. Donald Trump is the last person who's going to do that.
I want to make clear I don't support what Donald Trump said. I think he said something very inartful, very inappropriate. However, he was hitting at a real issue in this country.
Well, let's talk about that then specifically. His stance on immigration, what is it, and is his stance the stance of most Republicans?
I think that the stance of most Republicans is we've got to plug the border, but I think the mainstream Republican does not want to send the illegal immigrant back to Mexico. I think that they're here to stay. That's not the American way. We're not going to ship people across the border. There has to be some path to citizenship. Donald Trump has shown himself to be a showman. I don't think he's a serious candidate.
Kaylee, this is your guy. He's number 2 in the polls.
Hey, I don't want to claim this guy. Donald Trump, if we're going to be honest, is a progressive. He supports eminent domain. He
supported tax increases before. He's donated $300,000 to Democratic candidates. So the fact that the Republican Party is now having to claim him is both unfortunate and, to me, inauthentic, because this is not a true Republican candidate. And the fact that he's being portrayed as such in media is troublesome and not accurate.
I want to do some woodworking.
Y'all hear that?
I hate politics so much. I hate politics as it stands today. And like, there are no honest people. Like, none. 0%. Does anyone stand for anything? If I had those things to say about Donald Trump, would I be his press secretary if he approached me and asked me to be his... No, I wouldn't. I don't want to be press secretary for someone that I have those thoughts toward. But hey, Kayleigh McEnany, it's all about power. It's all about, advancing your career. And I guess I don't know if that's the smart decision. Maybe I'm the dummy here.
No. So in that first clip where she was talking about how great Joe Biden is and how he can connect to the average man, if we let it keep going, actually she then starts talking about how Trump is a tycoon, and and it would be unlikely for a middle-class guy like Joe Biden to lose to a tycoon like Trump. And now, of course, we now know he's broke, but he plays a tycoon on TV, literally. And she thought that would not connect. Now, of course, he was able to pretend to be a populist well enough. He faked it well enough. And the way that all of these people have turned around. I mean, the horrible things Lindsey Graham used to say about him and how much he now kisses his ass. Ted Cruz, the same thing. He better not say that about my wife. There's going to be consequences. I'll only make 100 calls and not 120 calls on his behalf later as I'm phone banking for him and begging you to vote for him. These are, look, the males are the beta males, the Ted Cruzes, the Lindsey Grahams, the ones who've given up all of their honor, their principles, their manhood to Donald Trump. It's wonderfully sickening. I'm here for it. Now, Kayleigh McEnany, there was two parts that I thought were the best out of all those wonderful hits. One was when she said, his real problem is he's a progressive. Yeah, that's Trump's problem. He's a progressive. I mean, man, she was trying to hit him in every way imaginable. That's probably the biggest insult she's got. She's like, oh, yeah, I mean, he's racist. He says inartful things. All those things, who cares? But he might be a progressive. But no, the number one prize, though, goes to when she said he's inauthentic. Who's inauthentic now? Now that you've turned around and you work for him. Not only that, you're literally his mouthpiece. You're his press secretary. So you go out there and fluff him up and lie on his behalf. Who's inauthentic now, Kayleigh McEnany? Thanks for watching The Young Turks. We really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get...
Alrighty. So his number one supporter don't even like him. Oh, man. November stimulus check. So let's check it out. It's Jimmy! Yeah, he don't have 2 commercials. Because he got to get his money. Told you. It's Jimmy!
Their second stimulus check update, and I have several different things to update you guys on. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, first thing, I've had a lot of you guys asking about the $200 prescription debit cards that President Donald Trump promised to get out to people on Medicare and mostly to seniors. And there is some conflicting information about this, but I figured I'd update you guys very quickly on it. As you can see here, President Donald Trump's plan to distribute $200 drug discount cards to all Medicare recipients remains in limbo after officials missed an earlier goal of sending out millions of announcement letters and even some cards by Election Day. The officials said that there are still unresolved concerns about the legality and logistics of the nearly $8 billion plan, including how it would be structured, and that there are no current plans to roll out the program. However, a White House official said the program is, quote, approved and moving forward, and cards will be sent out in the months of November and December, adding that all the cards would arrive by the end of the year.
They so
Again,
slow.
these are for people on Medicare. These are going to be $200 discount drug cards, $200 basically debit cards to use on prescriptions and drugs. And if you're on Medicare, you should be receiving one of these. But basically, we're still waiting on more information. The White House says they will all be put out and all be given to you before the end of the year. So this is basically kind of like $200 in free monies that you can use on prescriptions or, you know, anything like that. But basically, we're still waiting on more information, conflicting information saying that we haven't heard any new information in days. But the White House is saying they are approved and they do plan to go out in November and December. I will keep you guys updated as more information comes out. Okay, next up, I want to just kind of explain this because I've had a lot of comments from you guys saying that they went to vote and Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, House leader and leader of the Democrats in the House, who's holding up our stimulus, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who's also been holding up our stimulus, that both of them were not on your election ballot. So let me just explain it. Nancy Pelosi is from the House of Representatives.
The self-Visa credit card is a credit card that puts
McConnell's from the Senate. But you have to be in their district in their state. Mitch McConnell's from Kentucky and Nancy Pelosi is from San Francisco, California. So you have to be in their district to be able to vote for them. And a lot of people want them voted out, but if you're not from their district, you can't vote for them or against them. The other problem that we run up against is that California has historically been, for many years now, Democratic, a Democratic state, and they vote for Democratic representatives, they vote for Democratic presidents, and the reverse is true for Mitch McConnell's state, Kentucky. So the problem is say you wanted to vote against Nancy Pelosi and you're from San Francisco, California. I've had a lot of people say that they're voting against both of them, obviously, you know, from their respective states. But the problem is that Nancy Pelosi is the Democratic candidate. So you have to vote for a Republican candidate in that district to basically vote her out of her seat, okay? Also, let me just actually clear this up a little bit. So there's 2 senators per state, but the House of Representatives gets more representatives based on how many people are in a state. So, for example, Nancy Pelosi is in the 12th District of California, so you have to actually be in her district to be able to vote for her or against her. And vice versa. If you're from Kentucky, you can vote for or against Mitch McConnell for senator, but the problem with that is that Kentucky has historically, for many years, voted Republican, and Mitch McConnell is the Republican candidate. So to vote against him, you have to vote for the Democratic candidate. And as we know, Kentucky is Republican, or at least the majority of them are, and California is Democratic, or at least the majority of them are. So a lot of people see conflicting, problems with that. Like, they might not like Nancy Pelosi, and they're from California, but they're a Democrat. So a lot of them are choosing, between the lesser of the 2 evils. Do we vote for Nancy Pelosi again, or do we vote for those darn Republicans that, we're not Republicans, and vice versa. So if you're a Republican from Kentucky, you're like, yeah, we're not really happy with Mitch McConnell, but on the other hand, then we have to vote for a Democrat. Lord knows.
Got that one. Yeah, we got that one.
We're not going to go and vote for the other party. So I think that's one of the big problems that we have in this country. And that's why I consider myself an independent or a realist, because if I think somebody is not doing a good job, I'm not going to vote for them just because they're a Republican or a Democrat. I encourage you to do the same thing, because my parents have always their whole life voted Democrat. And Laurel's parents, who, her dad has been a big part of my life. He's like my second dad, and I really consider them my family too. They have voted Republican. Every year they vote Republican. Every year my parents vote Democrat. So I see both sides, and I'm like, how could you vote for this person, or how could you vote for that person? And they vote Republican or Democrat no matter what, no matter who it is, whether they believe in that person or not. they always vote one way. I personally don't do that. I would encourage you, and again, I'm not really encouraging you to vote one way or another. I'm just encouraging you to basically open your mind and vote for who you think the best candidate is, who the best person for the job is, whether it's the president, the U.S. House of Representatives, the Senate. I just personally believe that I'm not going to vote for somebody just because they're a Democrat or they're a Republican, because I really feel like there's good Republicans out there and there's good Democrats out there, and then there's bad Republicans out there and there's bad Democrats out there. And I personally feel that both Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell have done a true injustice to the United States of America over these last few months, because they have been politically stalling more relief for the people. And there's still over 25 million people on unemployment right now that are struggling, and they're losing their jobs because of this pandemic. I mean, we're now seeing record cases of 100,000 new cases per day, and it's not really these people's fault that their jobs are gone and there's no place to go back to. But they've been politically stalling getting more stimulus out because of the elections. You know, Nancy Pelosi doesn't want President Donald Trump to get, she's said it several times, she doesn't want a check to go out with the president's name right before the election because she says that's the only thing he wants, so she's politically stalled. And Mitch McConnell has done the same thing. He's politically stalled the Senate where...
Nasty.
Both of them had the chance to pass each other's bills, and both of them said no. They have passed bills in the past. Okay, when the stock market went crashing down in March, that's why we've been talking a lot about the stock market, because when the stock market went crashing down, Congress rushed to pass more stimulus, and they passed 4 different packages. Okay, so as we're starting to see that again, we're starting to see the stock market crash again. We had the worst week in stocks all the way back since March, over 6 months ago. So we're now starting to see the same thing happen again, and we're now seeing record high cases, the highest the United States has ever seen. So what happens when the virus starts spiking? Places start shutting down. We're starting to see New York, New Jersey, and Texas already imposing new lockdowns, new curfews, shutting down restaurants and bars, and basically trying to take precautions to stop spreading the virus. We have more virus cases now than we ever have been. And we're not even in a full-blown lockdown. I mean, we were in a full-blown lockdown before, and we had a lot less cases. The highest we hit was 75,000 cases in July, which was after the lockdown. We're now at 100,000 new cases per day right now. 100,000 new cases per day, and we're not even in a full-blown lockdown. We're barely in any type of lockdown at all. If this continues into the winter months, it's very likely we're going to see even more lockdowns, and then what's going to happen is we're going to need more stimulus, and we're going to be left with Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. Now, the other thing that could happen is if they don't let's just say they both do personally, heaven forbid, they both get reelected. The other thing that could happen is they lose power. So, for example, if Nancy Pelosi, if the Democrats don't win the House, if the Republicans take
Man, you putting me to sleep, man. Obviously, because you say, you keep saying, wow, $1,200 stimulus check, but then you don't tell us nothing about the check. You talking about Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and everything else but the daggone stimulus. So you don't have no stimulus news. Instead, you focusing on other stuff, trying to fill your show out. But do your thing, man. Hey, you got a lot of views. Do your thing. You good at clickbaiting. CV cases, 9,473,911 reported cases of the CV in the United States. We're going on 1 million, everybody. Deaths, 236,471. Let's get to it. Texas, 4,193 new cases. They lost 33 people. California, I'm going back to Cali, 3,532 new cases. California trying to take that spot back. Look at them, y'all. They closing in. They closing in. They trying to take that spot back. They lost 6 people today. Florida, 4,865. They lost 27. Look at New York. New York, 2,176. They lost 19. Illinois, oh my God. Illinois got more cases today than China has deaths. Illinois got more cases today than China has deaths. Can y'all understand that? More cases than China has deaths. 6,980. You might as well say 7,000. They lost 35 people today. Georgia, 1,192. They lost 2 people. North Carolina, 2,057 cases today. They lost 5 people. Tennessee, 754. No deaths. Arizona, 1,527 new cases a day. They lost 2 people. New Jersey, 1,647 new cases. They lost 4. Wisconsin, 3,493. They lost 16. Ohio, 3,319. They lost 12. Pennsylvania, 1,684. They lost 5. No stats for Michigan. What up, though? Alabama, 1,700 new cases. And they lost 6. Missouri, 2,152 new cases. And they lost 1. Louisiana, 1,071. They lost 7. Virginia, 1,202 new cases. And they lost 1. Indiana, 2,750. They lost 32. Indiana is going to take out Virginia. I want you to look. Indiana is going to take out Virginia and Louisiana. You got 182,392 to 182,108 cases. So you take 8 from 12 is 4, right? The 8 falls down. That's 84. So 284 cases. 284 cases in between Virginia and Indiana. I'll give it a week. South Carolina, 1,411. And they lost 1. I hope the driver doing okay. He ain't checked in a couple days. Massachusetts, 1,131. Lost 22. Minnesota, 2,200. Lost 18. And my state of Maryland, my itty bitty state of Maryland, we picked up 864 and we lost 5. Thank God I ain't one of them. I'm still alive. Iowa, the Corn State, Corn Huskers, 2,394 and they lost 1. Oklahoma, 1,349. They lost 8. And then we got our favorite state, Mississippi. M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I. We got Mississippi, 340 cases. They lost 14. Utah, 1,854. They lost 10. Arkansas, 867. They lost 33. Washington State, 481, no losses. Colorado, 2,560 new cases. They lost 3. Kentucky, 1,423. They lost 4. Nevada, 716. They lost 4. No stats for Kentucky. I don't know what Dorothy and the Scarecrow is. They must be in Oz. Connecticut, no stats. Nebraska, no stats. Idaho, Idaho. 480 new cases. And they lost 1. South Dakota, 1,332 cases. They lost 12. New Mexico, 742 new cases. They lost 8. Oregon, 508. They lost 2. North Dakota, 1,127. And they lost 7. Montana, 694. And they lost 1. I don't know if y'all noticed. South Dakota was above North Dakota. Look how far it is. South Dakota is 37 and North Dakota is 40. So South Dakota pulled ahead from North Dakota. New Mexico and South Dakota are neck and neck. 47,324 to 47,232. You take 2 from 4, they give you 2. And then you take 3 from 12, they give you 8. So they 82. It's only 82 cases separating South Dakota and New Mexico. 82 cases. So we'll see. Oregon, 508, they lost 2. North Dakota, 1,127, they lost 7. Montana, 694, and they lost 1. No stats for Rhode Island. Gotta roll them Mars. No stats for Rhode Island. Delaware, 175, and they lost 2. West Virginia, 423, no losses. District of Columbia, our state's capital, 103, no losses. Alaska, 348, and they lost 1. Hawaii, Hawaii lost 8. They picked up 83 cases, no losses. Wyoming, 425, no losses. New Hampshire, 130, no losses. Maine, 47, no losses. Vermont, 17, no losses. Puerto Rico, you got the roll of Mars. Puerto Rico, they picked up 533 and lost 10. Guam lost 9, no losses. No stats for the Virgin Islands. The Mariana Islands, they picked up 4, no deaths. Oops, I did something wrong. U.S. military, no stats. Veteran Affairs, 198 new cases. They lost 16. No stats for the federal prisons. Navajo Nation, they lost 59. They picked up 59 new cases and they lost 3. Let's check our totals for the country. 9,473,911 new total cases so far to CV. New cases, 71,321. 71,321 new cases. Total deaths, 236,471. And 399 people died today. 399 people died in the United States, but we picked up over 71,000 new cases. This disease is out of control, and nobody's checking it. It's ridiculous. Nobody's checking the disease. You know, y'all heard me say this before. Shaka Zulu made a quote that I'll never forget. He says, if you leave an enemy and don't crush him when you have the chance, he will be at your throat again. Can I say that again? If you have an enemy down and you let him go, he will be at your throat again. Do y'all understand? Naya said, yes, BDS, there's no updates until after the election. Naya says it's going higher. Waytail says, good night, sweet dreams. All right, Waytail, thanks for stopping by. All right, y'all, tomorrow I'm going to, I ain't decided. It's between 3 places. But I'm going to be going to the food bank. It's going to be embarrassing, especially I'm only going to get 2 days worth of food. But I'll make it through the night, and then I'll go to the food bank tomorrow, and then I'll have some food to eat, so it's all good. I'll get my money Tuesday, so wherever they give me, I'll make it last. But I will be live streaming. I hope I don't get stranded, because I want to go to that one on North Avenue. Because, well, they both, it's 2 of them on North Avenue. And a lot of the stuff that I got from the place we went to last time, that stuff got molded before I could eat it. And y'all know I got the coldest refrigerator. And yet the stuff's still molded. I had got the rice, and to this day I'm wondering, did I eat moldy rice? Because I ate half the bag and I wrapped it up and put it in the refrigerator. And I went to go the next day to make it, and I was about to put it, about to put it in the pot, and it was molded. And I was like, oh my God. And I tried not to think about it. I tried not to think about it. I tried not to think about it. But then I had some spaghetti sauce that I had left over. And I didn't know that noodles could mold. But I was going to make, because I got pots now. I was going to get the big pot. And I was going to, break them in half and put them in the pot. And then put the sauce on them. And the daggone stuff had withered and molded. I said, damn. It was right in the center, too, when I broke it in half. The mold just shot up out of there. I said, oh, Lord. So, I'm not too keen on, I'm just not too keen on, but I do what I gotta do. I only had to eat that food for 2 days. So, whichever one say come on, I'm going to come on. So I don't know if it be, 2400 block of North Avenue. I don't know. I had to check, see how the numbers run. Because I don't know if the school is going to make it to the, I know we barely made it when I went to that one that gave me the moldy food, by the you know what I'm talking about. It's right next to the methadone clinic where all the addicts was outside hanging around. So we might have to go there tomorrow. So it's all good. It's all good. I'll take my chances. Alrighty. Well, Waytail says thumbs up. Nia says good night, Russwell. And Waytail says likewise. Alright, y'all. Y'all have a great night. And like I said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be on the move. Y'all take it easy, and I will see y'all tomorrow. We'll be live and on the move. Peace, everybody. We out. Thanks for watching.